Welcome to the first regional combat Colosseum here on Cloudy Sierra 4. My name is Dantix, and providing tactical insights is the man, the myth, the legend, John Shepherd.
Always a pleasure to be here. I'm looking forward to blood on a universal scale.
Today is shaping up to be one for the history books, as we have 100 pirate freebooters hungry for some action, taking on a beast that's simply just hungry. The dreaded, the feared, the scourge of the settled systems, the TERRAMORPH.
What excites me about this match is that although the pirates have the overwhelming numbers advantage, the TERRAMORPH has ways of evening the odds.
It does, Commander, between its super hardened carapace and extremely sharp teeth.
Don't forget about its ranged AoE splash attacks, and its ability to mind control opponents.
Correct, that two-person swing might have the pirates questioning who they should be shooting.
That's right, Dantix. In the middle of a combat scenario, if you can't trust the soldiers at your back, you're as good as dead.
Yeah, you have to trust your team.
Always do your loyalty missions, folks.
Right, so these are the matches we can expect on Sierra 4 for Group A. Today we have the 100 pirate freebooters versus the TERRAMORPH. Next week we have round 2 with 17 robot model A's versus 5 spacer myths. The winner of both rounds matching up for the semi-finals, the winner of which will be facing off in the grand finals against the winner of Group B's semi-finals.
Some very exciting matches ahead.
I'm pumped, Commander.
Those robots are formidable, and anyone that's faced down a hunk of metal with guns welded to them knows that traditional tactics aren't going to work.
But anyone that's seen you in action knows you're not exactly one for traditional tactics.
Right, just like the spacer myths, the baddest of the bad from around the galaxy. These spacers have risen to the top of a profession with the highest mortality rate in the galaxy.
They're definitely not men you want to cross. Now, don't ask why there's 17 robots. We had 20, but 3 developed an alarming amount of self-awareness.
Can't have that. They'll try to sleep with your pilot.
You have a pilot though?
Yeah.
I thought I had to fly myself everywhere. So viewers at home, don't forget to put in your predictions for this match and the next one in the comments. So each bout is a best of 3, which gives teams a chance to adjust their tactics. Commander, how do you think the pirates need to approach this fight to ensure victory?
Good question. They have the numbers advantage, but lack the experience and discipline of hardened soldiers. What I would want my squad to do is to fan out and surround the creature, maximizing the distance the beast needs to travel to get into melee with each of us, providing a constant rate of fire and reducing the amount of damage it can do with its AoE attack.
It won't be easy coordinating 100 people to do such a thing.
No, it won't be easy. Especially when what's charging your way is, like you say, a TERRAMORPH with skin harder than steel and claws longer than your arms. The TERRAMORPH needs to cause chaos. Have the pirates firing at each other, lining up and breaking rank so it can hit multiples at once. If it takes sustained, uninterrupted fire for too long, it's toast.
It seems like an even fight. So the combatants are ready, the ref has his body armor and tactical camo on. Let's begin round 1.
Round 1. Fight!
Surprising absolutely no one, the pirates' opening strategy is to just fire on the TERRAMORPH.
This is not what they should be doing, Dan. They have to spread out ASAP.
Oh, and the TERRAMORPH has mind-controlled one of the pirate freebooters. Now, they have to turn around and attack their own ally, killing him and really doing the job for the TERRAMORPH, who is now getting into the fray.
Now this is where the TERRAMORPH wants to be. Yes, it can't use its AoE ranged attack, but it also makes it more difficult for the squad to target it.
Yeah, they really seem to be having trouble locking that TERRAMORPH down. Some pirates are taking to the air to get better vantage, but
that's also precious seconds you could be suppressing the beast or getting into position.
Right, and they seem to be doing that now. Like you suggested, they're fanning out, and it seems to be quite effective on the TERRAMORPH, not knowing exactly where to go and who to target first. Even mind controlling doesn't seem to have that much of an effect, as the squad quickly dispatches who was controlled and continues firing on the TERRAMORPH.
The TERRAMORPH needs to be the one creating chaos.
Exactly.
By spreading out within seconds, the pirates have unwittingly turned the tables.
Right, and it's not looking great for the TERRAMORPH, as the pirates have really taken their time to spread out, and now it's going to be very difficult for the TERRAMORPH to AoE splash attack, like you can see there, as it doesn't hit everybody.
That is why fanning out is so important.
Right, it's really difficult for the TERRAMORPH to hit multiple targets. And just as I say that, he does another one and it does a lot of damage. A few pirates have been taken out. There's not that many remaining, but the TERRAMORPH is down to 1/3 of its life, so it's not looking good. Mind controlling in this situation doesn't seem to be doing enough. It needs to get in there and do some serious damage, or it's going to be taken down very soon.
The pirates have the momentum. Right now, mind controlling is not going to break that flow and disrupt anyone. The TERRAMORPH needs to change tactics, and fast.
You're right, as this lone pirate freebooter is taken out quickly, but no one really changes tactics in order to do so. They keep firing on that Terramorph, and those AoE range attacks are not going to do enough. It looks like the Terramorph is about to be taken down. It's stunned, it's dropped to the ground. The pirates keep on firing, and that is it. The Terramorph is down. The winners of the first round of the Starfield Regional Combat Colosseum is 100 pirate freebooters. So while the cleaners clear the field, let's discuss that round and what we should expect for round 2, right after this short commercial break. Welcome back to the first Starfield Regional Combat Colosseum. So Commander, what did you think of the first round?
It was a rocky start from the pirates, but they really pulled it together in the end. If the Terramorph wants to win the next round, it needs to either pull back and funnel the pirates into a nice ball.
So it can hit as many pirates as possible with its AoE spit?
Right, or it needs to get into melee ASAP and start mind controlling while there's no clear line of fire for the pirates.
So the Colosseum is clear, the combatants have healed up and replaced their dead. Let's begin round 2 of 100 pirate freebooters versus the Terramorph.
Round 2.
The
Fight.
Terramorph wastes no time and opens up with an AoE spit attack. It seems much more organized this time around, not panicking under the overwhelming amount of fire. It stays pulled back, funnels the pirates, and seems to be laying into them with ranged attacks and mind control. This is a very different Terramorph than we saw last round.
This round is not looking good for the pirates. The Terramorph has adapted and changed strategies. It's going to be impossible to surround the Terramorph while it strafes around and blasts their most vulnerable flanks.
Speaking of blast, one of the pirates' boost pack explodes and does major damage to his allies. This is really looking good for the Terramorph.
Another boost pack explosion. Your gear failing you in the middle of combat is bad enough, but when it impacts your allies as well, you better fire your requisition officer.
You wanted Chaos Commander, you got it. The problem is these low tier pirates have no choice in gear and have cobbled together what they can. In this case, it may be their downfall, as the Terramorph still has over 2/3 HP and the pirates' numbers are dwindling.
It's a snowball effect. One explosion setting off another, spit setting off more. The pirates don't know whether to fan out or to fire. Either way, they look like worm food.
Right, and as their numbers dwindle, mind controlling one opponent has an increasingly large effect.
Right. You can see this lone pirate is putting in work. It doesn't have to face down 99 barrels, so it can live long enough to shoot back.
Commander Shepard, I don't think you've heard of the Caster's Curse, but you just applied it to that poor fellow.
He was destined to die, Dan.
Maybe, but look, there doesn't seem like there are many pirates left, and there isn't that much they can do to get through that Terramorph armor. All the Terramorph needs to do is stay at range, avoid grenades, and keep spitting the pirates down.
If the Terramorph is smart, it will drag this match on. It should be in no rush to close it out as it has the advantage.
But Commander, what would you do right now if you were in the Colosseum fighting for the pirates?
Honestly, Dantix, a good commander knows when to retreat. The Terramorph is Captain America right now and can do this all day. Fall back and regroup.
It really does seem like the Terramorph is in no rush. It's just sidestepping, avoiding the fire. Oh, no, it's been knocked to the ground, but it's back up. It's only lost a little bit of health. It's still at half HP. There's only a handful of pirates left, and with that big attack, there's even less.
Unless the Terramorph makes a serious mistake, like slipping off the Colosseum. I hope the ref is getting ready to ring that bell.
There's always a chance.
Nope. Not an Elcor's chance in hell.
Why pick on poor Elcors like that? Why wouldn't they survive in hell?
They walk on their knuckles, you giant moron.
Wow, didn't expect to be called out like that live, but we're down to 9 pirates out of 100, and one gets mind controlled, so it looks like it's going to be over very soon.
That's some perfect execution by the Terramorph.
The Terramorph chooses this opportunity to go in, even tries to protect its ally, but the ally does explode and do a little bit of damage to the Terramorph, so it was not the best choice. Then we have the Terramorph mind controlling its final victim. I think this might be the end here. The final victim actually taking out the last 2 opponents, and there we have it. The winner of round 2 is the Terramorph, with, of course, his ally. So while the cleaners clear the field, let's discuss what we can expect for the final round right after this short commercial break. Welcome back to the first Starfield Regional Combat Colosseum. So Commander, what did you think of the second round?
The Terramorph was in full control of that match. It was in no rush to consume its enemies, and showed a level of respect that it must have gained from losing round 1. That respect was the pirate's downfall. As you know, the creature is very deadly if not surrounded, able to dispatch of multiple targets with a single attack. Once the pirate's gear started working against them, the match was over.
So going into the final round, who do you think will come out on top?
Hard question. As you saw in the last 2 rounds, the match can swing wildly based on utilization of proper tactics. I hope the pirates have learned from their previous failure and have adapted.
Well, we'll soon find out as the Colosseum is clear, the combatants have healed up and replaced their dead. Let's begin the final round of 100 pirate freebooters versus the TERRAMORPH.
Round. Fight.
Wasting no time, the TERRAMORPH opens with a spit and the pirates start fanning out. The TERRAMORPH does mind control the pirates straight away. The pirates start jumping around, seemingly trying to get a proper angle on the TERRAMORPH. It does seem to work as the TERRAMORPH panics and rushes into the fray. The pirates respond by leaping up in the air and taking pot shots.
It's hard to say who has the advantage at this point, though that roar from the TERRAMORPH might have actually worked against it. Now the pirates are in a nice circular formation.
It seems like they sat down and had a real chat on how to combat all these exploding boost packs, as they're utilizing them more than ever. Keeping off the ground means that if one explodes, all the pirates won't be hit by it. It also means they have the perfect angle to keep firing on the TERRAMORPH and avoid those spit attacks.
The pirates most definitely discussed tactics going into this bout. What we're seeing is a completely different team. They've perfectly spread out. They're doing their best to avoid friendly fire. If the TERRAMORPH doesn't adapt, and adapt fast, it's over.
I completely agree. Look how far they've spread out, and look at how stunned the TERRAMORPH is. It just can't seem to get an angle on the opponents. It's shooting its range attacks, it's trying to mind control, it's trying to get in close, but it just can't. Fire is coming from all angles. You can see there that that range AoE attack only took out 2 opponents.
It's not looking good for the TERRAMORPH. It's now resorting to getting in close, but as you saw, the pirates simply boost away.
Commander, what would you do if you were the TERRAMORPH? Is there any salvaging this situation?
There absolutely is a way. The TERRAMORPH has to beeline for the edge of the arena. There it will funnel the troops towards itself and break their formation. With it broken, it can take them out in groups.
Probably easier said than done, because as the TERRAMORPH takes fire, I'm sure it's not thinking clearly.
Correct. And the TERRAMORPH is displaying clear signs of panic. Its health is dangerously low. But this is where the pirates need to be careful, as a wounded animal is unpredictable.
It might not be funneling the pirates correctly, but it is doing what it can. It's shooting a lot of those range AoE attacks, it's trying to hit as many opponents as it can, it's trying to take them out to reduce the amount of points that these pirates are shooting it from.
That's a pure survival instinct. Its back carapace is tougher than its front, so it faces targets and spits to reduce the pain hitting its face.
This is where it's most dangerous, as there's only a handful of pirates left, but the TERRAMORPH is almost down. Will it do another one? Will it do another attack, or is it dropping? And that is it. The winners and the first cooler finalists through, 100 pirate freebooters. What a match.
That really was down to the wire. If the pirates took 1 or 2 more blasts from the TERRAMORPH, they may not have had the numbers to dig through its armor and finish it off.
Right, so while the medics head over to tend to the survivors, let's recap everything that's happened in today's bout. The pirates took out the TERRAMORPH in round 1, only for the TERRAMORPH to take it to a 3rd round. This match was much closer, with the pirates adapting their strategy to secure victory. So Commander, what were your thoughts on the matchup as a whole?
It's a hard task to take on 100 armed criminals, but if anything could do it, it's a TERRAMORPH. Unfortunately for the beast, these criminals adapted to the situation. Yes, they weren't the most organized, and yes, they weren't the most skilled, but enough bullets can dig through anything.
Even through your cold heart to become your favorites for this competition?
Huh, maybe. We'll just have to see next week's combatants.
So the pirates are through to the semi-finals, facing off against either 17 Robot Model A's or the 5 Spacer Myths. Those watching at home, be sure to let us know in the comments who you think will win out of those bouts and why. Then, the winner of the semi-final will go on to face the finals of the winner of Group B's semi-finals. And that brings us to the end of today's match.
If you haven't already, be sure to like this video, as well as subscribe to Dantix. It's indisputable scientific fact that Dantix subscribers get laid 300% more than the average human.
So thanks for watching, and until next time, ciao friends.